trailing just short of the NBA's season record. But then the playoffs saw Chicago struggle before finally winning the title. This year, the Bulls stumbled in their home opener against the Hawks, and they come in tonight with a 2-1 record. The 1-1 Pistons' first weekend was marked by poor shooting from the floor and the foul line, and a home opening loss to the Bucks, and a big road win at Indiana. Are the Bulls proving to be mortal this year? Can the Pistons' offense come alive? Stay tuned. The answer to these questions and more as the premier Central Division war resumes tonight at Chicago Stadium. Pippen turns down in line. Lefty hook and he hit it. McGuire stealing mid-court from Morris. He will drive and dunk. Blocking to Joe. 4-on-3 to Rodman. He'll score and score. What a play! Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another exciting night of NBA basketball. This one comes to you live from Chicago Stadium. It's the Pistons and the Chicago Bulls. I'm George Blaha, along with Coach Mike Fratello, and we're seeing the last two teams to win NBA titles collide here. First, the Pistons won back-to-back crowns. We're not able to three-peat. The Bulls have a chance to do it this season. It's a tough job, though, isn't it?
Well, with success, you gain certain things, but then you also inherit some problems along the way. And as we can see, going back into a time, and I was just a baby when Boston did it last time, back in the 65-66 season. It is not easy to put a few in a row together, particularly number 3. And when you look at Chicago's first 3 scores, they have struggled all along to start this season. Barely got by Cleveland in the opener, came home on ring ceremony night and were defeated by the Hawks by 1. And then, against Indiana, came back to pull it out. They were down 7 with 3 minutes to go.
Well, Michael made a miracle shot to beat Indiana, but then they're used to things like that around here at Chicago Stadium. And if I'm going to try and make it 3 in a row against all odds, if you will, I like having Mike, the most talented player to ever play the game, on my side.
But some problems with Michael. He missed a large portion of training camp due to the fact that he was trying to recover, get some time back from the Olympics. Got out to a slow start. He's not in the best of shape, and his back is very bad tonight with back spasms.
As for Chicago, John Paxson also hurt. Had off-season knee surgery, playing just minutes right now. And the man from Brother Rice High School, B.J. Armstrong, has now stepped in to the Chicago starting lineup, and that'll be interesting tonight. It's the Pistons and the Bulls from Chicago, coming up on the Pistons Television Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, while the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof and true through the night. While our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land and the free and the
Well, I hope those of you who are in the Freddie Jackson fan club enjoyed the singing of our national anthem here in Chicago. Let's check the starting lineups. Horace Grant in his 6th year from Clemson, and the 6th-year man from Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen, joined Bill Cartwright up front for the Bulls. B.J. Armstrong now a starter in the backcourt, along with you-know-who, Michael Jordan, for Phil Jackson. The Pistons starters. The hometown guy, Mark Aguirre, along with Orlando Woolridge and Olden Poblanice. Up front, Joe D. and another Chicago, and of course, Isiah in the backcourt for Ron Rothstein. As the Pistons try and snap a skid here in Chicago. This is the Pistons Television Network. The Pistons have lost 5 in a row here at Chicago Stadium. So far on the season, they are 1-1. That's an NBA low 39% shooting percentage. Doing a good job on the offensive glass, Mike Fratello. They'll have to do that tonight here.
And also they have to be very pleased with the fact that they have gone to the free throw line 72 times in just 2 basketball games. Problem, they're only shooting 62% from the foul line. So there's some good, some bad in that.
The guard shooting is what drags down the overall shooting percentage. You can see that's under 30%. Isiah in the deepest slump. Just 4 for 25 on opening night. He's probably due to make about 12 in a row.
Well, if there's 2 guys, though, that have carried the load, Mark Aguirre at 1, averaging 21 points per game, shooting almost 55% from the floor, and then back from the shoulder surgery, and obviously feeling very comfortable right now, averaging almost 13 points a game, is Bill Laimbeer, shooting 66% from the floor. Perfect from the free throw line.
Let's check those keys to winning, Mike.
Well, you got to go back to last year, and first of all, you have to protect the basketball against this Chicago team. They produced so many turnovers. Last year, Chicago had 70 turnovers they produced against Detroit. Detroit only 50, so a difference of 20 in just 5 basketball games. Next, you have to make shots from the perimeter by swinging the basketball, and those guys that have struggled, they've got to come through and knock some out tonight from the outside. And then last but not least, you know that down the stretch, they're going to Michael in crunch time. Who's going to stop him? You're going to play him straight up, come and double team him, make somebody else beat you.
Michael Jordan has only won 6 straight scoring titles. Last year he won his 2nd straight MVP award and his 3rd overall.
You know, that's really hard to do, win 6 in a row. I remember when I was playing in Europe, it was tough for me to win that 6th one in a row.
It always was your lucky number, though.
Yeah, it was.
Who are the officials? Jack Neese, Bruce Alexander, and Ted Bernhardt. Teddy will make the throw. Poblanice and Cartwright will jump it up. The Pistons in the road blues here at Chicago Stadium. They're underway.
One thing I'm sure that Detroit has talked about in the locker room, this team might come out and try and have an early explosion this evening because of the 3 slow starts they had in games 1, 2, and 3. Hey, let's get off to a quick start.
Cartwright backs down. Jump hooks, misses to Poblanice. I'd like to go to Cartwright early to get him off, but the jump hook didn't drop. Isiah against BJ. Screen for Aguirre. Yes, it's through for 2.
What they did that time is they ran Grant off of 2 and almost a third baseline screen straight up in the post. Grant will do a good job on Aguirre. Make him run around outside. The big forward's not used to that.
Scottie Pippen trying to shake Martin. Now the line drive gun won't go. Woolridge lost the rebound. BJ found it. New clock for the Bulls. First minute in Chicago. 2-0 Pistons. Michael with a topside pop. It won't drop. There's Pippen with a slam stick back.
Must box out. The philosophy is obvious early in the game. Make Chicago beat us with the perimeter game. Take away the drives in the lane.
Aguirre misses the triple to Cartwright. Pippen works the middle. Isiah overplaying BJ. Cartwright to Pippen. No looker on the baseline. BJ buries it. Bulls lead 4-2.
One thing you'll see is tremendous ball distribution. Leading assist man last season, Scottie Pippen. Next, right behind him, Michael Jordan. In fact, Jordan now leads the team in assists this season.
Aguirre working Grant. Backs him mid-post. Turns him baseline and draws the foul.
Back to what Phil Jackson said in the last game, or rather 2 games ago against Atlanta, when Kevin Willis came out early against Grant. It caused him problems. He got his head down, picked up some early fouls, and was a non-factor in the game. Detroit going right at him early here 2 times with Aguirre already.
Balconies quick feeding Joe D for the rainbow. Doesn't go. Grant way up for it. Bulls up a deuce. Woolridge rebounds the Armstrong miss. Aguirre with a little show and go on Pippen. Gives it up to Isiah. Topside Orlando. The line drive. Gun goes.
You can't be any happier than that series right there. You got great ball movement. You had a transition score just by moving it, swinging it from right side back to top of circle.
Woolridge with a push off inside on Horace Grant, says Bruce Alexander. Pippen in the lane, still in the lane. Now steps away from the paint. The high glasser, no. Cartwright misses the slam. Isiah steals, but Grant retakes it. Misses way outside. It goes to Michael Jordan. Pippen off the high glass, in and out to Orlando. Joe D against Jordan. Balconies hard to the hole, in and out to Cartwright.
An excellent post move that time by Balconies, but you must convert. It doesn't count unless the ball goes through the net.
Pippen short with that scoop. Orlando on the floor for it. Will jump it up. Even though Pippen did knock the goggles off Orlando Woolridge. Pistons lead the all-time series and the playoff series, but last season it was 4-1 Chicago. And they won all 3 here in this building. None were close.
By the way, George, if you didn't realize it, they did that to quite a few teams last year in this building.
Chicago.
I don't feel like the Lone Ranger about it.
No, I don't feel like they picked on you or anything.
Bulls already up 6 boards, but the score is tied at 4. 8:45 left first quarter.
After the first 3 games this season, they have out-rebounded their opponents. We're talking about Chicago by 20 rebounds.
Grant with a near save. Fans got a lap full and loved it. That's why you pay all that money for those front row seats. You know, that's why Mike Fratello does. 8.5 left in the first. Mark Aguirre, foul line gunning. Off the iron to Jordan. Pippen cut off nicely by Aguirre. Both Piston games have been in the 80s. The defense still seems to be there.
And that time, Orlando Woolridge caught on the illegal defense. He started to go through with his cutter, and at the last minute realized he was the man supposed to double team Jordan on the box. Got there too late.
Timeout taken here. 8:12 left in the first. It's 4-4 in Chicago on the Pistons television network. Bulls took the timeout. They'll go in the lane. Cartwright with a turning gun. He got it. Chicago now 3 for 13 from the floor. They lead 6-4. They've outvoted the Pistons 11-3. Pick and roll. Isiah over BJ. Nothing but net. That might quiet a few of the Bluebirds for a minute.
Well, on the pick and roll situation, Chicago went underneath the screen, daring Isiah to shoot the 20-footer. What he did is he improved his position off the dribble, got it to a 16-footer, knocked it out from the foul line area.
Armstrong, and Wire on the switch. Outside pop won't drop. Grant reaching over Polonies.
Loose ball foul, Chicago, 24, Bill
Cartwright, though, gets the loose ball foul.
It's an excellent job by Polony so far. He's in there battling, sticking his nose in there, and a lot of times it's just him on the glass against 2 or 3 Chicago Bulls.
Go deep between the rings. Isiah works the wing from the foul line extension. It's off the heel over Armstrong to Pippen. Isiah cut as he was hit on the shot.
They've got to stop the game because of the new rule in the NBA that was put in the last half of last season. If there is a cut, a wound, and blood is coming out, the officials must stop the game, remove that player from the basketball game until it's cleaned up, closed, then he may come back into the game.
You think he might have been fouled on that shot?
Well, he basically is telling us with that look, how could I be bleeding like this unless I was hit somehow?
Ooh, headbutt from BJ.
Well, they're not calling headbutts this season. That was talked about by the officials. Headbutting is allowed early in the season.
That's how you used to be able to finish off Joey Giardello. Get him to bleed.
He was cut. Yeah, he was sliced more than bread, Joey Giardello. I tell you.
What a good fighter, though.
Yes, sir. One tough guy.
We got a Band-Aid on BJ, and Isiah's going to have to get a stitch, I'm afraid. He and Tony Harris head for the locker room. Score is tied at 6:59 here left in the first. Darrell Walker, another Piston out of Chicago, and not all that far from here, checks in. Running against Aguirre. Armstrong through the lane. Shovel inside for Pippen, and we get a 3-second call. 6:45 left in the first. Joe D gets a Woolridge screen. Nothing but net.
Again, going underneath the screen by Michael Jordan. Chicago's come out and said in the first quarter, we're going to make their guards make shots from the outside because of their low shooting percentage. In fact, lowest in the NBA right now as a team.
Cartwright nearly lost the post feed. Pippen by himself. Knocks it down. We'll pick our defensive player of the game for Health Alliance Plan tonight. Health Alliance Plan, Southeast Michigan's #1 HMO. Your health deserves the best. 8 all in Chicago, exactly halfway through the first quarter. Orlando Woolridge over Pippen. It rims to Jordan. Isiah got a headbutt from BJ Armstrong. He's in the locker room getting stitches. Or I would think so. Trying to get the bleeding stopped anyway. Cartwright from the foul line extension. A whistle. We're going to get an offensive foul.
Chicago.
It's on Pippen.
What Chicago loves to do, hit the post man, run their splits. If they don't split, they double cut. They send 2 guys through the lane, and then one of the guards tries to pick off the center, who was usually opposite. That time, the offensive foul was called on the screen.
Myers against Jordan. Wire working Grant. Action. And Inside-outside, turnaround gun, 5 on the clock, won't drop. Woolridge skies for it. Orlando back up, hooks and hits, but they'll follow up. No basket. Great effort.
I think you can see the difference. Early in the game, when the Pistons ran Aguirre off the 3 screens on the baseline, Grant had to chase him all the way out to the corner. Here, he's posted up, the shot goes up, and now the battle for the boards. Great effort that time by Woolridge, but too many steps. Tough to see him there.
5:05 left in the first. Jordan standing on the three-point line. 2 for 2. It's 10-8 goals.
You're wondering why Chicago is open a lot, shooting jumpers facing the basket without a hand in the face, because they do a pretty darn good job of screening people. They put a body and a nose on the defensive player to free up their teammates.
Joe D shot. Away to Grant. Scottie Pippen against Aguirre. Jordan works Joe. Woolridge knocked it away from Pippen, but he found him. That's Ted Bernhardt.
As Chicago runs their split series, a forward and a guard cross. Detroit is switching that. The problem is the defensive guard for the Pistons winds up on Scottie Pippen. Pippen goes right to the offensive boards. That's the second offensive rebound he's produced.
Orlando sits down with the 2 fouls. The Worm is replaced. Rodney McCray off the Bulls bench. Jordan's feet inside, gets through.
Rodney McCray, guy that they acquired from Dallas and felt that this would be the perfect person to come in and run their offense, slide Jordan over to the 1 spot, Pippen to the 2 spot, let McCray run the small forward position and run the offense out of that spot.
Point forward.
Exactly right.
Been a very unselfish, solid all-around player, short of a star throughout his career. Walker misses to Jordan. Pippen runs into Dumars. Did Joe give him a hip on the way by? Jack Neese says yes. It's a foul on Joe. The rankings of the officials by the league made public here in Chicago, and quite a furor in the last couple of days. I think they should have the guys wear their ranking on their back so you know just about how good they are.
That would really go over great with this one.
Here's Jordan on the wing, and he grabs it. Teddy Bernhardt's wearing 63 tonight. But then again, there are only like 51 officials, I believe. We'll get a timeout taken by the Pistons. Full timeout, down 4, 12-8, 3:50 left in the first. This is the Pistons Television Network. College hockey, the Coca-Cola Classic, Michigan versus Notre Dame, Saturday the 28th at the Palace. Call right now or during business hours. Aguirre driving and drawing the foul.
Personal foul, 22,
Aguirre feeling he can take McCray off the dribble, and then the key is he has 4 other Bulls all converging on the basketball. It's a matter of making the decision. Do you shoot or do you pass?
Rodney McCray has picked up his first. Pistons down 3, 12-9, 3:33 left in the first. Hart makes twice. He, Pippen, and Jordan all with 4. McCray all by himself. Off the heel to Grant. Cartwright in the post against Balconies. Doubles on the up fake, drains it, and draws the foul. That's a big-time move by the man in his 14th year now to San Francisco, Cartwright.
If you go back to the first shot, which was by McCray against the press, wide open jumper he missed. Then when they get it back, Cartwright with the up fake, just get him in the air, draw contact, go to the free throw line.
The Chicago greeting was for Bill Laimbeer. Cartwright makes it a 3-point trip. The Bulls' B.J. Armstrong, who was involved in the headbutt with Isiah, also has had to go to the locker room. The bleeding stopped. Mark Aguirre, foul by McCray, and Rodney Got his hand in the cookie jar right in front of Jack Neese.
I think it's taken for granted that the Chicago Bulls are an outstanding defensive team, but the real key to their success is that they play great defense while not fouling. You don't get too many bonus free throws against this team. That's what Detroit's trying to do. Get to the free throw line early in the bonus.
Wire misses to McCray. 15-10 Chicago. We have 2:50 left in the first. Michael Jordan from downtown. No. Worm with a rebound. Gets rid of it to Joe D. Lambier works against Cartwright. Now they swing it to Walker. Joe slides behind a Lambier screen. Missed the rainbow, but drew the foul. The knockdown foul on Cartwright. That's his second.
Joe Dumars ran a little fade move. He knew that Michael Jordan was shooting the gap, trying to get the steal on the pass. So he ran a fade, got away from Jordan, improved the position, and then Cartwright left his man to come out and try and help on the shooter, but a little bit too big that time as momentum carried him right into Joe.
Both Isiah Thomas and B.J. Armstrong getting stitches. They'll both return.
Is there any competition here between the doctors who stitches up his player first and gets him back on?
There's only one doctor here. I bet he's in the Chicago locker room. Isaiah's back on the Piston bench. Joe D makes twice. It's 15-12. Scott Williams checks in for Cartwright for Chicago with McCray and Grant and Pippen and Jordan. Pretty talented group on the floor right now in the home whites for the Bulls, who lead by 3.
This is that lineup we talked about with Jordan at 1, Pippen 2, McCray 3.
Scott Williams in the lane draws the foul. It's on Bill Lambier. That's the first on Billy.
The flash post in the middle of the lane, and Bill called for the little shove right there.
Been a long summer with these baseball teams in Chicago if they're that excited about one foul on Bill Lambier. Scott Williams, who's at the line, as those fine LA Gear commercials with my partner Mike Fratello.
So Scott, he's got a great future ahead of him in TV. Maybe not basketball, but TV for sure.
He splits at 16-12. McCray with a steal. Jordan off the heel to Billy. Way up to Joe against Pippen, who's behind him. Protected the ball with a body and laid it up and in.
So you had two things happen. The negative was the turnover forced by the press, and that was a problem a year ago. We said they must protect the ball, but then they got back, stopped the transition game of Chicago, and wound up getting a layup because of it.
Rodney McCray runs up the hook, short. Got it back. Joe with another steal. 2-on-1 against Jordan with Walker. Darrell Walker ties it at 16 with 1:10 left here in the first.
Phil Jackson doing some experimenting with the lineups, understanding that it's a long season. He has got to get McCray involved in the system so he understands what they want and when they want it. That's why you may see some lineups that don't produce the best results for Chicago early in the season.
Jordan split the guards and laid it in. Somehow got between Joe and Darrell. Wire against McCray. Got in line gunning, doesn't get it. Gets it back though, and a new clock. He is doubled, and the Bulls knock it out of bounds. 25 seconds left in the quarter, 18 on the shot clock. Ron Rothstein and the Pistons trail 18-16 in Chicago. Pick and roll, Joe and Billy. 6 on the clock in the trap. 13 seconds left in the first. Bulls ball.
Martin Lane will be called for a delay of game. He took the shot after the whistle had blown, calling the violation. The officials want to keep the game moving. You can't take a shot. Ball rolls away. You lose time. Next delay game, technical foul. Chicago shoots a free throw.
Scottie Pippen on the drive. And he will get the offensive foul. Taking the charge, Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer. It's a nice call to get in Chicago, especially when you're Rodman and Lamb.
Well, he goes strong.
Must have been flagrant.
Rodman, no question. No question.
Williams bumped Lamb down, and Billy didn't get that call. 0:03 up on the clock. At the end of one in Chicago, the Bulls lead the Pistons by 2. It's 18-16 Chicago on the Pistons television network. Mario Lemieux and the Penguins against the Wings at the Joe Louis Friday night. See it live Friday the 13th at 7:30 on Fox 50, where we put sports in your face.
To end the first quarter with 0.3 of a second left, the NBA rule. In fact, Trent Tucker, who's on the bench, you cannot catch and shoot it. No shot attempt. It must be a tip. 0.3 of a second or less. Above 0.3, then you can catch and shoot. Trent was the guy in Madison Square Garden who made that shot, the downtown three-pointer, which everyone said it was no good, except the officials said it was good. It was a win for New York, a loss for, I believe, the Chicago Bulls team. As a result, the rule was put in. 0.3 or less, no possession attempt.
Trent Tucker hasn't played yet this season for the Bulls. The Pistons inbounding took a 20-second timeout. The speculation is that Tucker could be gone and somebody else could be in here. In the first quarter, neither team shot up to Trent Tucker's standards. They were both at 35% or below. Pistons on a break. Walker blocked by McCray, out of bounds.
Good decision by Darryl Walker. He took it down the heart of the defense. He could have passed to the left. Instead, he thought he had McCray under the rim. He takes it strong to the basket. It's just a heck of a defensive play that time by Rodney McCray.
Darryl to Isiah, who's back, gunning, got it. Stitches or not, he's tied it at 18. Paxson makes his first appearance with Jordan, Scott Williams, Stacey King, and Rodney McCray. Isiah, Walker, Rodman, Woolridge, and Laimbeer for the Pistons. Scott Williams short to work. Just nearly threw away the outlet. Laimbeer gunning. No. Jordan pulls it away. A minute gone in the second. It's 18 all in Chicago. Stacey King in the post against Billy. And off the high glass. Chicago by a deuce.
Well, you know how rumors go in the NBA. One of the rumors a couple weeks back that Phil Jackson was going to start not only B.J. Armstrong, but Stacey King in the low post instead of Bill Cartwright.
I understand some of the Bulls players told him what they thought of that possibility.
Kickball, 24-second clock. Pistons regain possession.
Phil Jackson. On his left there is Tex Winter. He has Johnny Bach and Jim Clemens also on the bench with fine staff here in Chicago. 10.5 left in the half. Bulls by a deuce. Woolridge from the wing. It rims off to Michael. Williams looked the wrong way. Stay tuned for our halftime activities brought to you by Health Alliance Plan. Tonight we'll discuss how great the Bulls are in comparison with some of the other great teams of all time. And Don Chaney, who better to talk about some of the all-time great squads, will be in on the conversation. Brought to you by Health Alliance Plan. Isiah, who got 4 stitches, Sets up Billy, who pump fakes on Williams, gives back to Isiah. Clock at 5. Woolrich dropped it, got it back, laid it up short. And we're going to get a Chicago foul. It will be McCray's third.
Well, right now, you got to like the effort and intensity by the Pistons. They're on the glass, they're battling. Chicago's come out early and taken an advantage in total rebounds, but some of them are just bounces that have come their way.
Grant for McCray. Isiah to the rim. Missed the finger roll. Orlando missed the tap. Stacey King with a foul. E.J. Armstrong back on the Bulls bench. I don't know how many stitches he got. Isiah took 4 to close his wound. It was a headbutt.
Zeke off the dribble in the lane, draws some attention, and the finger roll just catches the back part of the rim. But Waldridge with the live body again keeps the ball up there in play.
We just missed an Isiah make from the top, and it's 20-20. Grant dribbled it out of bounds off his knee.
And I know you were very concerned how many stitches BJ had. Tie 4-4.
All right, and the game is tied 20-20. Got 9.5 left in the half. Darrell Walker against Michael Jordan. Isiah from the corner. Billy gets it back. Paxson with the steal. Williams with a foul line gun. It rims off. Stacey King with a nice move inside, and he laid it in.
That's the 12th offensive rebound now for Chicago to just 3 for Detroit. Total rebounds, 22-9 advantage for the Bulls.
Bulls by just 2. Inside bounce to Worm, laying it up and in. And we're tied at 22. Jordan against Walker. Paxson against Isiah. Grant against Woolrich. Lambier switches to Jordan. Out of bounds. It belongs to the Pistons. Regular feature on our broadcast, the slam dunk of the game for Nike. It'll be the best Piston slam, brought to you by Nike, who encourage you to just do it. (22-22) in Chicago. The Pistons and Bulls. Pick and roll. Isiah and Worm. A whistle before that circus shot.
The official saying that Isiah was on the ground when the foul took place. They are not giving him credit for the shot. They're saying the foul was there before he was in the act of shooting.
Scott Williams hit with a foul. Bulls 3 team fouls, the Pistons none. We played 4 in the second. Near steal by Grant on the one against Orlando. Billy from the top, knocks it down. And the Pistons untie it. Bill Lambier gives him a 2-point lead.
Billy's shooting only 67% from the floor coming into the game this evening.
Trying to make like his buddy Vinnie Johnson, providing some instant offense off the bench. Stacey King has 6 off the Chicago bench.
And I'm not sure that Bill can continue to play directly behind King. He's going to have to play topside, try and deny it a little bit.
Orlando in and out. Boy, he's had some tough near misses. Horace Grant ahead to Paxson. Jordan against Isiah now. Shot clock 10. 4-3. It's through.
Well, Michael was 1 for 7 from the three-point line coming into this game. That's the second one this season for him.
Bulls lead by 3. Shoving his way He threw a screen with Stacey King, and he's picked up his second. We'll get timeout. 6:47 left in the half. Chicago 27, the Pistons 24. This is the Pistons Television Network. On Thursday, December 10th at the Palace, the Magic of Christmas presented by Coca-Cola Classic and Oak Ridge Markets. Join the Oak Ridge boys and Marie Osmond for this very special night of music and holiday celebration. Tickets for the Magic of Christmas on sale at the Palace box office and all Ticketmaster centers. Tomorrow, when the Pistons come home against Spider Sally and the Miami Heat, there'll be Pistons schedule magnets for the first 15,000 fans, brought to you by National Coney Island.
Miami playing pretty good basketball right now. They've got a very, very nice basketball team. Made some nice additions both through trades, acquisitions, and the draft.
They'll be at the Palace tomorrow night. They won last night at home over Boston. Isiah missing from the top. Pippen fumbled the rebound. Gets it back, though, for Jordan. Jordan against Joe. Double clutching. Wide to Bill Laimbeer. Terry Mills checks in. Played 5 minutes Saturday night. Didn't score against the Pacers. Looking for his first points as a Piston. And Phil Jackson is going to be hit with a tech by Jack Neese.
Phil just trying to establish the fact that he does not want Michael Jordan being smacked around. Feels he should be getting to the free throw line a little bit more, and made it known perhaps a little too vigorously to the officials.
Terry Mills, troubled with a groin injury, but said he's 100% right now. He's been making some noise in practice. Let's see what he can do against the two-time defending champs.
Well, right now, being out-rebounded, the Pistons 24-10 as the foul takes place on Grant down in the low post.
He got Mills. The Bulls are in the penalty, and Terry Mills has a chance to score his first points as a Piston.
And I was just about to say there are two areas that Mills is really going to stand out and help Detroit. One, you'll notice the difference on the glass in rebounding. Secondly, he gives them a guy they can send down in the low post. He can score from down there. He can pass from out of there, and he will command the double team so that if you swing the ball out of the double team, guys will have perimeter shots.
Down it goes, and Terry Mills scores his first Piston point, and he cuts Chicago's lead to 1 point. Halfway through the second quarter, it's 27-26. Jordan against Woolridge. Laimbeer switches. Shot clock 8. Double team help from Woolridge. Pass gets through Stacey King.
They just kept Michael Jordan off balance. He didn't know whether there was single coverage, then there was double for a second, then it went back to single, and then just when he thought he had an isolation, the double team came late again.
Isiah against B.J. Armstrong. They exchanged four-stitch headbutts. Mills misses off the heel to Michael. Way up for Scottie Pippen. Touching to King. He couldn't handle that one either. B.J. Armstrong. Baseline. Down the net goes. Pistons have Mills and Woolridge, Laimbeer, Isiah, and Joe against Pippen and Grant and King, and Armstrong and Jordan.
Trivia question. Is there another set of point guards in the NBA that shoot that baseline jumper better than Paxson and B.J. Armstrong? When they're open 15, 17 feet on the baseline, it's in the hole.
You can write it down, Mrs. Brown. Shot clock ran out on the Pistons there. 24-second violation. 4:56 left in the half. Bulls ball. They lead by 3. 29-26 in Chicago.
Very important that the team keeps its concentration these last 5 minutes. It's a three-point game right now. You do not want Chicago to get any easy ones or for offensive rebounds or fast breaks to open this thing up before the half.
Scottie Pippen. Way short to Billy.
Excellent defense that time.
Joe D with the rainbow. Isiah with the rebound. Great give to Woolridge, and Orlando draws the foul. Stacey King again. And Health Alliance Plan reminds GM employees to enroll now. Call 313-872-8100 extension GM for more information.
Phil Jackson walking on very thin ice right now. Isiah with the terrific touch pass as he crashes the offensive boards. He knows where his man is, right there, just bouncing on the floor. And now the fake in the air, one hand on the back. You can't hold people down with the right hand.
Cartwright for King for Chicago. Orlando missed them both. Here come the Bulls. Jordan faking on the triple. Go right on. Sliding through a Cartwright screen. Deep dish, Pippen. Contact. He'll shoot a pair. It's on Mills.
Detroit personal foul, 6, Terry Mills.
Phil Jackson calls Michael Jordan the best bailout passer in the NBA. What we mean is when he gets in the air and you don't think he has anything, if you keep moving, he's going to find a teammate and help create a shot for someone on the Chicago Bulls. Bail out a teammate, get him a good shot just by hanging, floating, hanging a little bit longer than the mere mortals.
Yes, in some cases a lot longer. Pippen makes the first. Pistons put Polonese in the game for Billy and Aguirre for Orlando. 31-26. Bulls lead by 5. 4 minutes left first half. Isiah against Armstrong. Clock at 8. Penetration. They set up Polonese off the iron. Pippen. Cartwright against Polonese. Shot clock 10. Pippen from the corner. In and out to Olden. OP up to Isiah. Aguirre gets a clear out against Pippen. Grant over to double. On top to Mills. Nothing but net for Terry Mills.
If there's one thing that Ron Rothstein will probably mention at halftime, it's that a couple of the guys are holding the basketball a little bit too long. Make you move, get rid of the ball if they double team. Don't make it hard on yourself.
Pippen for 3. Saved by Grant. Armstrong wide open. Short. Tap back to him by Pippen. Tries again. This time against the string music.
14-4 offensive rebounds in favor of Chicago. That'll be another thing he mentioned at halftime.
Bulls by 5. 2.5 left in the half. We're in Chicago. Go off a screen. Jordan chasing. Hook pass deep to Polonese. Offensive foul. He ran into Grant. We got timeout. 2:27 left in the half. Bulls 33. Pistons 28. This is the Pistons Television Network. The big news at 6 and 11 is Roseanne and Murphy Brown. Fox 50 has 2 of TV's most dynamic and funny personalities. Roseanne weeknights at 6, Murphy Brown weeknights at 11. Everybody knows they're on Fox 50.
Well, a point of emphasis at halftime will be to block out on the defensive boards and get after it on the shots that were missing at the offensive end.
And that's the second illegal defense called against the Pistons. That'll be a tech. A regular feature on our broadcast, of course, the player of the game for Dunham's and Bushnell. You'll get a gift certificate from Dunham's where our big names bring you in, our low prices bring you back, guaranteed. Speaking of bringing you back, thanks to the people at First Corporate Air who've helped bring me back to Piston games after some Michigan State broadcasts the last couple of weeks. Appreciate that. Like in a couple of weeks, I'll have Michigan State against the voice of the Bulls, Neil Funk, in the Fighting Illini, Mike in Champaign. Think I can beat Neil?
I can't wait to hear that broadcast.
Raining it is Jordan. You'll probably be in Las Vegas or someplace exciting. Somebody's got to be in Champaign, though.
Let's go back to what we said. With just under 5 minutes remaining, it was 29-26, a three-point game. The Pistons had a hold tough. Don't let them open it up, we said before the half. It's now opened up. 8, now 6.
Colonies with an important tap there. You're right. They'll hold it within 6. And as Chicago sets up, we're going to get a Piston foul. Bruce Alexander calls it on OP.
A very, very big offensive rebound that time. It stops the Bulls from potentially getting to a 10-point advantage just before halftime.
That's the 3rd foul on Colonies. Dennis Rodman replaces him. Mills, Aguirre, Worm, Isiah, and Joe against the Bulls, who lead 36-30, minute and a half left in the half. Talk about low scoring. Jordan throws it away.
Detroit ball.
Cross court for Pippen, over his head and out of bounds.
Jordan with 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 turnovers to this point in the game.
Ron Rothstein with a play call. Bulls with those 10 turnovers helping the Pistons stay close enough. But a Piston turnover there, nearly. And it is. Pippen with the save off Mills. Bulls ball, they lead by 6, a minute and 10 now left in the half. Cartwright misses over Mills. But Terry will get the foul. Regular feature on our broadcast, Pistons bell ringers for Bell Tire and Kelly Springfield. 3-point shots mean $50 donated to St. John Hospital and Medical Center's infant car seat program. 22 triples so far. That means Bell Tire and Kelly Springfield have donated $1,100. Cartwright missed the first. Pippen with the rebound. DJ for 3. It's long to Isiah. Pistons in transition. The pass is behind Joe.
Phil Jackson taking a 20-second timeout, probably to set up a play where they can get a 2-for-1 situation, meaning that they'll try and get the last 2 shots to only 1 for Detroit just before the half.
Good time for us to take a look at where all these great players come from. The ACC, the conference sending the most to the NBA, Southeast Conference and Big Ten and Big East, and the Pac-10 right in there too. And we'll go to non-Division I teams and the independents. I think 3 of those independents are on this floor tonight. The Notre Dame guys.
Should we either make it a little trivia question for the one no-school player?
I know who it is, I think.
You want to save it till the second half? Or
Sure.
you want to give it to him now?
I think he's going to be, and perhaps already is, a fine pro. No school means he didn't finish high school. Jordan from the top brings it. 38-30.
And now Chicago will get out of this exactly what they want. After some time runs off here, they can then run it back down for the last shot of the second half.
Joe D did draw the foul. Horace Grant got him. That's his 3rd. At the line. Got the first one Monday the 16th through Wednesday the 18th. Bavarian Village in Fresca Ski Fest 92, a 3-day celebration of skiing. Clinics for skiers of all ages and skills. Tickets at the Palace and all Ticketmaster centers.
Normally, for the last shot, what Chicago likes to do is put the ball in the hands of either Jordan or Pippen run their version of the 1-4, which basically looks like a 1-2-2. Have them create off the dribble, either take it to the basket for the dunk score or kick it out, and they love to get their three-point shooters in. That's why Paxson and BJ are in the game right now to spot up behind the three-point line.
Joe D makes twice. The Pistons get Walker and Bill Lambier in the game for defense. Chicago by 6, 20 seconds left first half. Now we are at 15. Pippen and Paxson playing some catch.
Here's
10
the spread.
seconds.
Here's the spread.
Walker with a knock out of bounds. 6.4 seconds left in the half. Good job by Darryl.
And the confusion that time was Pippen wanted to give the ball to Paxson and let Paxson take Bill Lambier off the dribble because Pippen felt that was the best mismatch on the floor.
Now Woolridge checks in to get all over McCray. Inbounding baseline. Jordan double team. Pippen lost it in the lane. McCray at the horn. Rodman rebounds. And at the half, Chicago leads by just 6. It's 38-32. This is the Pistons Television Network. Welcome back to Chicago Stadium, where the Bulls lead the Pistons 38-32 at the intermission. You might call it a slugfest, Mike Fratello. Certainly the Bulls have been much more aggressive on the boards.
And it's a difference in the game right now. Besides the fact that, you know, Chicago's shooting slightly better than Detroit. Big thing right now is you must stick your nose in there, stop them from getting second shots by offensive rebounding, as well as they are 30-16 on the glass right now.
The Bulls, the back-to-back champs of the NBA. We'll be talking about Chicago with Don Chaney in a moment on our special halftime report, comparing them with some of the great basketball teams of all time. This is the Pistons Television Network. Bulls 38, the Pistons 32 here at the intermission in Chicago. And tonight's halftime activities are brought to you by Health Alliance Plan. Health Alliance Plan. Your health deserves the best. And tonight at halftime in Chicago, what better time or place to compare the Bulls with some of the great teams of all time? And what better person to talk about the Bulls and all the great teams of all time with than Piston assistant coach Don Chaney. Are the Chicago Bulls one of the best teams of all time, or maybe just basically a one-man team ruling a league that's suffering through an off year or two? Hey, who better to ask than Don Chaney? He's played with Bill Russell and Larry Bird and Dave Cowens in between, and perhaps with Dave Cowens on one of the greatest teams of all time, the team with the third best record of all time, the 73 Celtics. The Bulls, I guess, are tied for fourth, Duck, with what they put up last year. There's so many great teams that have played in this league, but do you think the Bulls stack up?
Well, I think when you're comparing teams in terms of all-time great teams, George, there's a certain criteria that goes along with that. And in going over the Bulls roster, they have that. They have depth, they have talent, they have players who complement each other, they have a couple of stars, and there's an attitude. And I think that's something that's not talked about a lot, an attitude. The Celtics always said pride, but what it boils down to is an attitude. And they have a winning attitude, an attitude that they can win a championship.
Well, they've certainly proved it. It took them a while to overtake the Pistons, just like it took the Pistons a while to overtake the Celtics and then the Lakers. Once you get there, I know you don't want to give it up, do you?
Once you're there, once you've had that taste, you know, they say that sometimes it's like being on the desert and you get thirsty. Once your thirst is quenched, you're satisfied. But that's not the case in the championship. You get one, you want two. You get two, you want three. So it continues.
You know, I pointed out that Don played for the 1969 World Champions in Boston, also on a championship team in '74 in Boston. You've been around most of the great teams of all time, either having played on the team, played against the squad, or coached against them. What team, if you got to the heart of hearts of Don Chaney, and it's okay to let some of that Celtic pride of yours show through too, why not? What team do you think was the greatest team of all time?
Well, that's really difficult because when you're talking about championships, they all basically had that same ingredient. They had that same depth. But there are so many teams that I liked back then. And I'm saying this simply because I was with the Celtics. The Celtics have always had great teams, great play. They had unselfish players. And the 73 team that didn't win a championship was my favorite team. Okay, I think that team was just a great basketball team in terms of balance. The team, the 86 team with Larry Bird, I thought that was a great team.
Oh, me too.
I thought that team had balance, it had size, and when I think about it, that team to me would be the ideal team in terms of other teams being able to match up with, and the team that just had an offensive weapon, they had defensive players, they had post-up people, they had all the ingredients, and they had depth.
You know, Don, before the Bulls won it the second time, for sure, there were those who said this Chicago team could not have beaten that 86 Boston team, could not have beaten the Showtime Lakers, and couldn't have beaten the Bad Boys for that matter. Did they change your mind maybe after winning it a second time, or do they have to do it another time?
Well, I think when you're going up against the Chicago Bulls, because of who they are, and they're the team to watch now. I think by them winning the second championship convinced me that they belong in the elite category. Now, naturally, to put them in a higher category in terms of the all-time great, I think they got to win it one more time to totally convince me.
Do you think they can win it one more time?
I think it's a possibility. That's a very difficult thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's hard to say. It's very early. They've made additions. They will help their team. They can have an extra year of experience. I don't know. That's out. The jury's out on that one. But I think they're capable of repeating.
Well, stay tuned. It's a long season, and the Pistons know all about trying to repeat and win again and again. And so does Don Chaney. Thanks for joining us, Doc.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh, it's great to have the duck around, especially when you want to get into conversations like that. That's our halftime for tonight for Health Alliance Plan. Health Alliance Plan. Your health deserves the best. At the half, the Bulls lead the Pistons 38-32. This is the Pistons Television Network. Pistons with the first possession of the second half. Mark McGuire misses behind a Polonese screen to Jordan. Jordan led everybody with 14 first half points.
Pistons started out with the same play that they began the game with. Wire off the baseline screen to the corner.
E.J. Armstrong won't get down for Grant. Horace misses the tap. Polonese pulls it down.
That time you saw Isiah Thomas back on the glass trying to help out on the defensive boards.
He went to the rim, finger rolled and filled it up and drew the foul. B.J. Armstrong with the foul.
Well, Isiah went to the glass, tried to help out rebounding. Now he takes the ball down the lane. The concentration, eyes, follow through, and the opportunity for a three-point play.
Pippen tried for a piece of the ball, didn't get it. Free throw pops out. Happy birthday to Fleming Cook, who flew in from Detroit for the game tonight. 4-point game, 38-36 Chicago. First minute, second half. Backing in is Cartwright, and the Pistons are going to be hit with one more illegal defense. In the first half, they shot 34%, Chicago 38%, and they were badly outboarded 30-16. Jordan, as we said, led everybody in scoring with 14. For the Pistons, Joe D and Isiah 1 and 2 with 9 and 6.
The illegal defense called on Mark McGuire that time.
Free throw goes. It's 39-34. Cartwright gets it swatted away by Polonese. No goaltend.
Michael Jordan can't believe this was a good block, but the officials felt it was not on the way down. So, good block.
They get a field goal anyway. Jordan baseline gunning, and it's 41-34 Chicago. 17 for Jordan. Michael with a near steal.
Pistons retain possession.
Michael Jordan running over the top of the screen, trying to get in the passing lane, trying to force the turnover, which in turn would lead to an easy score.
Isiah comes to get it against Armstrong. Colonies breaking inside after faking the screen. McGuire dribbled it off his toe and out of bounds.
Well, if you drew that one up, you couldn't ask for much better except for the dribbling the ball off your foot at the end. Everything else was right.
Mark was in the clear. Georgia just drained it.
Ronnie Rothstein may
9-point lead.
He may need to use a quick timeout. You don't want to let this crowd get going here and get these guys on a roll, which this team's so capable of doing, outscoring people by 10 and 12 in a spurt.
Isiah drew the foul at the foul line. B.J. Armstrong.
B.J. Armstrong, his second. The team's second.
Just 2 on B.J. Just happened to come in the last minute and a half. Pistons with a new clock, but they've used 10 seconds of it already. Isiah doubled, gets into Woolridge in the lane. Orlando with a high-class scoop, and he scores.
Yeah, but to me, just watching Isiah do it, just as you teach him, split double team, step through, have some courage, take the punishment, and then they had him 2-on-1. The Pistons 2 big men to 1 in the lane.
Made a great deal to Woolridge, but Michael Jordan made a great play all by himself on the other end. Isiah inside on bend down. So it's Isiah and Michael right now, the 2 superstars head-to-head. 45-38. Bulls lead it. 9:25 left, third quarter. Pistons home tomorrow night against Miami. Pippen from the wing over McGuire. Chicago by 9. Shot clock already at 15. Orlando blind dishes to Colonies. McGuire deep to Olden. Cartwright with the reach-in foul.
Chicago forcing fouls.
When you double team, you teach youngsters, step through, split the double team, and then keep your head up, look for a teammate. He does it to perfection. 2-on-1 that time. Yet Polonese down low, Woolridge in the middle of the lane.
Down the lane with courage, bumped, got it blocked, no whistle. Chicago in transition. Armstrong to the rim, short. Pippen tapped it in. Chicago by 11. 49-38. 8:35 left in the third. Timeout, Pistons. This is the Pistons Television Network. After the game, stay tuned for Fox 50's 10 o'clock news. Well, even as we speak, Roger McCoy and Amir Jacobson are gathering up all the news. Ray Lane collecting highlights and scores, and Gary Basner preparing tomorrow's forecast. Fox 50's 10 o'clock news after the game. Third quarter, Pistons 3 out of 5, Bulls 5 for 10. Michael Jordan made 8 of his last 10. Isiah in and out. Armstrong buries it. Isiah not at all happy about a no call on the last shot.
I couldn't decide whether he was displeased with the fact that there was no call or that he's just mad, angry at himself that he can't get a jumper to fall and get himself on the roll. He's very frustrated right now.
Joe takes the Polonese handoff. Double clutch dish to Olden for the high glass gun that goes, but a 3-second call on Dennis Rodman.
You could see,
wipes it out.
You could see from halftime when they came back out on the floor and began this third quarter that Chicago has picked up its intensity defensively. They started to pick the basketball up a little bit higher. They're jumping out, trying to trap, trying to force some turnovers.
13-3 run for the Bulls. They lead 51-38. Cartwright deep. Rodman blocks the shot. What a play! Here come the Pistons the other way. 5 on 3. They'll hold it up and set it up. Orlando baseline gunning, got it. And they get the hoop off the big defensive stop.
Excellent play that time by Dennis Rodman. Good defense turns into easy offense.
Chicago's lead is 11. 7:20 left in the third. Cartwright bumping, then hooking and missing to Warren. The bouncy outlet to Orlando. Isiah cuts through traffic. Draws the foul from Cartwright. That's 4 on Mr. Bill.
Just a moment ago at the other end of the floor, it looked like this was a sure layup. The gamble, the miss by Polonese, but the save by Dennis Rodman. That's what you call weak side rotation, helping your teammate out on defense.
Well, that's what you call a quick jump and a quick-handed block. Isiah for 2, and it's through. And the lead is 9 for Chicago, 51-42. Polonese hit with a foul by Bruce Alexander. That's 4 on OP. And the people's choice, Bill Lambier checks in. Cartwright sits down. Stacey King gets off the Bulls bench. Weave outside. Grant to Pippen and the screen. Missed it. Long rebound to Isiah. Pistons pushing. Again, Orlando by himself. Again, he buries it. 51-44.
Isiah kind of decided to take this thing into his own hands. The energy level has been raised up by Zeke. Doing it all himself right now.
Well, he's playing great. 7-point game. 6 and 15 left in the third. 51-44 Chicago. Isiah bothers BJ and knocks it out of bounds. Bulls clock at 11. Pippen from the sideline. Jordan against Joe. After the screener gets it, and Stacey King plays it in.
Stacey King has given the Bulls outstanding minutes on the floor. Besides the fact that he picked up 3 fouls, he's done a very, very good job.
Bulls by 9, 53-44. Isiah off the double pump, hits the deck, and hits the shot, and he is fouled. B.J. Armstrong got him. What a play by Isiah.
Well, I don't know if you believe it. They say all things equal out in the end. The one that didn't go in before, where he had the clear look, here it is, just made up for him. Got the feeling that right now he knows he's on a roll. He's got it going.
Isiah Thomas shoots one.
Nice for him to do it close to home, too, in the neighborhood here on the west side of Chicago. But the fans didn't give him much of a greeting when the game began. He now has 15. In the third. Pippen to the hole. Scoops and scores.
That basket came as a result of the recovery period between when you're pressing and trying to get back out of the press into your man-to-man. There's a seam. Pippen saw it, put it on the floor, scored against the press.
Isiah working Armstrong. 8-point game, 5 and 20 left in the third.
Bill Lambier with the follow-up basket. Right now, the guy guarding Isiah is one of their youngsters, a new guy just on the team this year for the first time.
Yeah, they just put Corey Williams in the game. Oklahoma State rookie. Because of Paxson's knee, he's played sparingly. Now the rookie gets a chance.
And last game against Indiana, when they were down, he was in there in the fourth quarter and came back and knocked out a very big jump shot for them. So they really like this youngster.
3-second call. Takes the ball away from the Bulls. The Pistons down just 6 and with it.
Here comes a lesson.
Isiah with a triple over Corey Williams. The youngster learned to get out on Isiah maybe next time.
And Isiah looked right over to the Chicago bench looking for Phil Jackson and the Bulls to call a timeout, but no timeout yet.
Near steal. Pippen inside. Isiah with a steal this time. Lost it out of bounds. 6, that's all on the shot clock. What an effort by Isiah here in the quarter.
Zeke with a piece of it, causes the fumble, tries to come up with it, and then just loses control.
Ron Rothstein.
And Jackie Neese is asking Ron Rothstein, do you want a 20-second timeout, or are you going to substitute for Isiah right now? Because he has been cut once again, and he must come out of the game. Substitute for him so the game continues and you don't get charged for a timeout. Or if you want to leave him in the game, take a 20, close up the scratch the rule, then he can go right back in. Tough. And this is one of the things that was talked about quite a bit by the coaches, that you can lose a key player by this new rule at the worst time. Isiah's on a roll. The Pistons are back in the game. He must come out or you lose a timeout to get him back where he can play again by stopping the bleeding.
And they really had enough possession to reset the clock. New shot clock for Chicago. It's a three-point game. It's been an Isiah-inspired comeback. Pippen from downtown. It's an air ball. 55-52 is Tony Harris. Bandages up Isiah's hand. Joe D to the baseline for the Rainbow. No. Rodman gets it back for Joe. For three. It's through. Worm got it back. And Joe D knocked it down. We're tied at 55. And now the Bulls take time. 3:46 left in the third. Timeout in Chicago on the Pistons Television Network. All the good people in the ticket office, like Katie Mosier and Tina Bell and Tracy Long, and all the Pistons salespeople will be happy to help you out. You call tomorrow, check on tickets. The information is available if you call 313-377-0100. Michael got them both. We're on time.
Now here comes the first time that they've shown the full court press. Big man Grant up on the basketball.
Isiah went through everybody, handed off to Orlando. They'll set up Billy for the buzzer. He got it. We're tied again at 57. Pistons on a 19-6 run.
And it's exactly what the staff wants. Attack the press, go at him, get a good shot.
3:13 left in the third. Pippen on the sideline. Jordan screens Orlando. Pippen with a long gun. Got it. Just inside the three-point line.
If you ask me, what's the one thing besides having Michael Jordan that's allowed this team to win back-to-back championships? It's the ability of the 1, 2, and 3 positions, point guard, 2 guard, and small forward, to make perimeter shots on a regular basis.
Isiah's been on a third-quarter roll. Good-looking bounce to Orlando. Got the screen and got string music. We're tied again at 59. 2.5 left in the third. Pippen against Orlando. Spins back to the leg. What a shot. Some kind of slam there.
One heck of a shot. Nice Scottie Pippen.
Chicago by a deuce. Stumar's driving. Jordan with a block. And a tech. He's got an attack. And he doesn't get one. Isn't that interesting?
Jordan felt that he had gotten there, established position. Most times this will be a charge call in favor of Michael Jordan. That time the left leg had not gotten over the one last step. And there's the reaction on the bottom of the screen where George, you felt he deserved the technical foul.
Teddy Bernhardt, one of the NBA's finest, doesn't agree. By that I mean he's one of the group. You call New York City policeman New York's finest. No, he's not in the top 5, folks. He hasn't gotten to that.
You know what? I agree with the last call that he just made. It was a block, not an offensive foul.
Joe makes twice. It's tied at 61. 2 to play in the third.
2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Michael Jordan. Isiah all over it. Forces and fills it up. Sensational shot there. Paxson with a steal. Bulls on the run to Pippen. over Billy. It'll be an offensive foul. He took the charge.
The Bulls right now very frustrated. Phil Jackson up again. Jordan, Paxson, Pippen, all of them that time react to this play. Bill Laimbeer holding his ground. He says, hey, I was here long enough and I was out in front of the rim. Bruce Alexander calls the offensive foul. The team, the bench, all disagreed and reacted quite heavily to that.
Pistons down to Deucin with it. Isiah with a jump stop. Offensive foul, use the forearm, says Ted Burnham.
That's his first.
1 and 21 left in the third. The Bulls get it back.
Can't use that free arm to push off to get your jumper off.
Been a great Piston third. Keyed by the captain, Isiah Thomas. Dennis Rodman hit for the foul.
That time on the offensive foul call against Isiah Thomas, you notice no reaction from Isiah. Put the ball down, move on. He understands what the game is about. Offense one end, offense the other end. You move on and play.
Cartwright leads the Bulls foul parade. The only Chicago Bull with 4. Michael Jordan. King took it from Isiah. Hook pass got through Jordan and out of bounds. Pistons with a chance to tie it up. 1:03 left in the third.
There was a cameraman on the baseline who had the camera up to his face, just focusing the lens, and that pass was fired right into the lens. He's got rubbing the side of his face, bruised lip.
Isiah wide. Pippen on the run. The Pistons get back defensively. Paxson though spots up and sticks it.
There's that baseline jump shot again by the point guards.
But it's a ball game. Just as the Bulls were pulling away, the Pistons went on a tear. Orlando to the rim. Scoops and scores. Orlando with a dozen. 10 in the third. 25 seconds to play in the quarter. Michael Jordan gets the Dumars foul.
Ron Rothstein up saying, wait a minute, at this end of the floor, it was an offensive foul when Isiah used his arm to push off. At that end of the floor, how come we don't get another offensive foul call?
His assistants, Brendan Malone and Don Chaney, agree.
Right arm is what he's talking about. Did he push him to get away?
Twice, only twice. Michael, who's played the entire game, got the floor mopped, and he'll get to the line. 18.9 seconds left, third quarter in Chicago. Two-time defending champion Bulls have the Pistons down a deuce, 65-63. More housekeeping to be done.
When Chicago is shooting the free throw, they take either Pippen or Jordan and place them at the top of the circle. And if the free throw should be missed, they have one of those two players crashing in. You see Scottie Pippen moving behind the three-point line, and they got so many easy baskets against teams last year from doing it. Most times on the second free throw, teams will assign a man to box him out at the top of the circle.
Joe Dumars appears to be that man.
Isiah moving over just to pay a little bit of attention to him.
Michael split him. 66-63. Joe nearly gets it, swipe, gets it away to Worm. Bill Laimbeer on the sideline. Well done there. And now less than 10 seconds remain in the quarter. And Chicago's illegal. And in the final 24 seconds, that will get the Pistons a free throw.
And it will also get him the ball back again, so an opportunity for perhaps 3 points, perhaps 4 points, or How about a 5-pointer if he gets fouled in the act of shooting a 3?
Chicago caught an illegal defense.
This is called because it's a lack of an aggressive double team. You can see that's not an aggressive double team. There's all kinds of room between those two Chicago Bulls players. It must be an aggressive double team or else it's illegal.
Isiah working against Paxson. Spinning, forcing, sideline. He sticks it! Count it! It's a triple to finish off the third! A magnificent effort by Isiah!
One official signaled 2, the closest one to us on the other side of the floor, but then the official right on the sideline changed it and made it a 3.
The Pistons lead them at the end of 3, 67-66. This is the Pistons Television Network.
Folks, the last shot of the third quarter. Do you know how tough it is to even get a shot off with 1.9 remaining when you're in a double team? Shows you the great athleticism of the players in the NBA. Not only does he get it off, 1-foot takeoff, no question, a clean 3. The signal by Ted down the baseline, it's good.
One of those Isiah kind of quarters. He was awesome in the third, scoring 15 and just willing the Pistons from a big-time deficit back into the lead as we start the fourth. Paxson got away from him. Shot rims off the worm. Pistons 67, Chicago 66. They outscored them 35-28 in the third. Orlando in the lane, half hooking. Work trying to tap it back and can't. Grant to Jordan. Deck. Jordan gets it back for Paxson. Morris ran against Warren. Now Williams, last guy you want to shoot. The pretty good shooters passed up shots. He's better than that commercial with Mike Fratello. Isiah against Paxson. He's got it going. Nearly got the high glasser, but Lamb gets the stick back. Pistons by 3, 69-66. 10.5 to go in the game. Umars took a pretty good forearm or elbow near the eye from Jordan, but he was hit with a foul.
Ted Bernard saying first foul on Dumars, second foul, yeah, was on Jordan, but unfortunately we count the first one.
Isiah sliding through a grand screen against Paxson. Here's Steele, and in the double team, Joe comes away with it, he's grabbed and fouled. Paxson got him. Smart foul by Paxson.
In the backcourt, was not a breakaway situation. He will not shoot free throws.
Pistons squeezed him with the defense on the other end.
They understand who the go-to guy is in the fourth quarter, paying a little bit extra attention to Michael Jordan.
Squeeze the trap on Michael there. 10 and 10 to go. Pistons by 3 and with it. Moore gets a Bill Lambier screen, bounce to the captain. One to go deep to Lamb. Williams had it and walked out of bounds with it.
Isiah couldn't decide. Go to the left box, Dennis Rodman. Go to the right box, Bill Lambier.
Isiah with the clock at 9. Outside to Billy. Batted away by Williams. Pistons get it back. The numbers through 3. Pistons now shooting 47% of the Bulls 44.
Pistons only with 5 seconds remaining on the 24-second clock. They've got to get it up the floor and then get a shot off.
On lob to Warren. Chicago the other way. Jordan double clutching and he drains it. Scott Williams kicked it out of bounds. 9 and 44 to go. It's wild at Chicago Stadium, but the crowd's not actually into it because the Pistons have done most of the entertaining here in the second half.
And Bill Laimbeer is so excited. He is so pumped up right now for this game that when he took it out, just passed it in a hurry. Isiah looked at him and said, calm down, relax, take your time. Bill nodded, appreciated the little word there, and they move on.
Here comes Joe D against Jordan. Laimbeer sets a solid screen. Jordan comes through though, blocks the late shot. Joe took a little too much time. 9:20 left. Pippen on the drive. Inside handoff to Williams, and a Piston foul. It's on Joe.
One of the problems that's created by having a Michael Jordan is you pay so much attention defensively to him down the stretch that with their ball reversal and ability to put it on the floor and create, they hurt you on the other side once he starts giving it up.
Correction on the personal foul. 11. Isiah Thomas.
Foul was on Isiah. That's his second instead of Joe D's fourth. Our game brought to you in part by Discount Car Rental. For car rental rates that are truly a discount, call Discount Car Rental. They have a full mix of 93s, including Escorts, Probes, Minivans, and Explorers. Rates starting at $19.95. Call 1-800-231-RENT. Ask for our guys Joe Pachersky or Sal Prezioso. They'll be happy to help you out. Great, great people. And Isiah's cut again and has to come out.
You want to have an argument on this one? How about this? Suppose another player on a team intentionally scratches a guy to get him out of a game. Guy's on a roll, knocks out about 10 straight points, so you scratch him. It bleeds on the arm a little bit, you force him out of the game. Not that that happened, I'm just saying hypothetically.
I'm saying it could. Tony Harris got a big job to do tonight. Williams short with the first free throw. Isiah tries to stop the bleeding.
They're going to give him a drum and a flute on the way back out on the court when they get done bandaging him up this time.
Williams got one. We're tied at 69. 9 and 10 to go in the game. Umars against Jordan. Joe D, Mark McGuire, Walker, Rodman, and Bill Laimbeer. Billy from the corner. Buries it. Pistons have them down a deuce at 71-69 Pistons. McCray, Jordan, Armstrong, Scott Williams, and Pippen for the Bulls. Double team on Jordan, a throwaway. Chicago turns it over. The Pistons trap Michael.
And there's no confusion right now. They understand that when Michael has it down in the low post, they're going to get him immediately and get the ball out of his hands.
71-69 Pistons, 8:35 to go. Joe D. To Billy on the sideline. Shot clock now inside 10. Dumars driving, double clutching. The high glasser goes, and he is fouled. Man, that's a major league make by Joe D.
Concentration on that shot. Split two defenders, had somebody come over and make contact with him. Still, eyes focused on the rim, on the backboard, all the way till it kisses off and goes in. Laimbeer in the corner in case he wants to kick it out for the shot there, but instead he gets the seam, gets the look, and the three-point play.
And gets the McCray foul as fourth. Joe has 18. Isiah 21. The great Piston guards have come alive in Chicago tonight. Pistons by 5, 8 and 15 to go. McCray gunning. He got it over McGuire. 8 minutes left at 74-71. Pistons with it and a three-point lead. McGuire working in the post against McCray, lost the dribble. Pippen fouled at midcourt by Billy.
Jackie Nee signaling that the foul took place in the backcourt, so they will not award him any free throws. Again, Mark McGuire holding the ball just a little bit too long. Make him move, kick it out sooner before that second defensive man gets in there to hold you.
Isiah Thomas returns.
Isiah will give Joe Dumars a rest with 7:50 left. Pistons lead by 3. Bulls ball at their place, the Chicago Stadium. Jordan works the wing against Walker. A 3. It's through. It's all even. The Pistons and Bulls knotted at 74 in Chicago. 7.5 to go in the game. Darrell Walker lost the dribble.
Michael Jordan looked over to the bench that time. He saw Trent Tucker at the table. Trent Tucker, who you mentioned earlier, has not played yet in the regular season. Coming in to take his place, Jordan kind of shook it off, saying, no, not now. I feel it. But it was too late. He had reported in. They had waved him on the court.
And Tucker with that great range. Pippen spinning inside. Handing to Williams. Outside Tucker. Nothing but sweet string music for Trent Tucker.
Makes the coach look like a genius.
Folks, that is not easy, coming off the bench for the first time in a uniform that you've never worn before.
And George, Darrell Walker anticipating that pass out, just missed it. I mean, he actually ran right by where he thought it was going to go, and the ball went over his head. Well, he would have been on his way for an uncontested breakaway layup. That's how close.
76-74, 2-point make by Tucker. Isiah with the rainbow in the lane. McCray. Now Armstrong, now Pippen. Pippen just flat out lost it, and will get timeout. 6:34 left in a wild one in Chicago. Bulls by a deuce, 76-74 on the Pistons television network. The boys are back at the Palace. Catch all the fast-breaking action tomorrow. Spider and the Miami Heat. Saturday, the run-and-gun Pacers. The 25th, Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, and the Hornets. For ticket information, call 313-377-0100 during our game tonight or during regular business hours. Pistons with it. Chicago on a 7-0 run. They lead by 2. And Scott Williams with a near steal. Lost it out of bounds.
First thing you tell players, come back and meet the basketball. Don't run away from it. Come to it, especially with the great speed and quickness that Chicago possesses.
As Rodman jammed a finger, Pistons got to get it to forecourt, and they do. Joe back with Isiah, Mark McGuire, Worm, and Bill Lambier. Against Pippen, Jordan, McCray, Scott Williams, and Armstrong. Isiah against BJ. Turning, gunning, no. Jordan rips it down.
Now, you might say that's not the shot we want, or they didn't run a play, but that was because the press forced them to use up so much time off the clock. They just had to get into something. Best thing then was Isiah one-on-one in isolation.
Especially with the way he's played since intermission. Armstrong, after a pump fake, gets the foul, not the hoop.
It's one of the fouls that you hate to have called. Isiah just reached up from behind. Obviously, no intent to foul, but the contact was made. You have to call it if it impedes the basket.
Saturday night when the Pistons host the Pacers, we'll have neon hats for the first 4,000, compliments of Jackson National Life. Pistons got the Pacers last Saturday in Indianapolis, but I think they're going to be some better after the deal that sent Michael Williams and Chuck Person away for Pooh Richardson and Sam Mitchell. By the way, the NBA player with no school, didn't finish high school, Lloyd Daniels. Check him out when San Antonio comes to town. Can he ever play? PJ makes 2. Chicago's now scored 9 straight. They lead by 4. Isiah got that high screen, went to the rim, the high glass, got on the run, won't go, but a foul.
Bulls personal foul, 42, Scott Williams.
Scott Williams fouls Isiah.
The body control, the concentration. You set a screen to free him up. He turns the corner on Grant, and now he knows there's contact coming. Pull it away from the defense, body contact, and then still concentrate to get a shot up.
He drains the free throw. Been an Isiah kind of night. He has 22. He had only 6 at the intermission. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Amoco. You expect more from a leader.
Ron Rothstein trying to just buy a couple minutes here. Takes out Bill Lambier, brings in Oldham Balconies, and now sending Terry Mills to the table. just to buy a couple minutes and then bring the main guys back in to finish it up.
Pistons leader now with 23. Pistons stop the Chicago run at 9. Jordan, Armstrong, Williams back to BJ. The rainbow goes. BJ Armstrong puts Chicago up 4, 80-76. 5:16 to go at the Chicago Stadium. Isiah against him. Colonies with a high screen. Joe on the wing. Aguirre posting McCray. Gets the bounce. The follow-away. Short. Rodman keeps it alive and steps out of bounds. Good hustle by Worm, but he stepped out.
I want to go back a second to B.J. Armstrong, George, a young man who, when he came out of college, I don't think a lot of people gave him credit for being the open shooter that he was. A 48-plus shooter last year from the floor, mostly jumpers. Started out a little bit slowly the first 3 games, only 45 thus far, but you give him an open look, he knocks him down.
Terry Mills replaces Dennis Rodman with 4:54 to go. Grant, Pippen, Armstrong, Jordan, and Cartwright now on the floor for the Bulls. All the starters back out. Pippen over Colonies. Joe chases it down. 4:35 left. Aguirre against Pippen. In the post, it's Mills. Back to Mark on the wing for the rainbow. It goes.
All he got that time was Scottie Pippen to turn his head a little bit and look back at Mills posting up. The result, Mills kicked it right back out, inside-outside basketball. You get an open jumper.
Pistons down the deuce in Chicago. 4:12 left. Armstrong wiggles behind a Cartwright screen, goes baseline. Fills it on a fadeaway.
BJ 6 for 11 from the floor this evening.
Playing well. A big-time basket there, and the Pistons take time. 3:58 to go. Chicago 82, the Pistons 78. This is the Pistons Television Network. Pistons with it, down 4 in Chicago, 3:50 to go. Isiah from the sideline, knocks it down, it's through for 3. Isiah absolutely awesome in the second half in Chicago. He has 26. 3.5 left. Chicago by just 1. Jordan, line drive, gunning from the top, it won't drop. Mills taps it, Isiah controls it. For 3 again, top side wide. Grant pulls it off. That was nearly one of those no, 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 yes, yes, yes shots. Cartwright, bumping on Colonies, and Cartwright gets the offensive foul.
Well, Isiah, let's take a look first at Cartwright, driving that left shoulder into his chest. The offensive foul was called. I'm going back to the shot that Isiah took in transition. They've played enough games to know when they've got that feel and they're on the roll. He had just knocked out that other three-pointer, so you're right. As a coach, you say, no, no, not right now, but if it goes in, he's saying one heck of a shot.
Isiah came off a baseline screen, took a pretty good shot. He'll get to the line. Armstrong got him. Thursday, November 19th, the Coca-Cola Classic at Hopin, U of M Russet Nationals basketball game presented by First of America Bank. Get an early look at the 92-93 Wolverines against this very physical Russian team. Their courtside seats left are on sale now. Call during our game at 313-377-0100 or during business hours tomorrow. Isiah gets the first. 27 points. And 8 assists. 22 now in the second half of his 28. And the Pistons lead by 1. Little shot clock already at 10. Pippen against Aguirre. right back to Pippen. Weave handoff to Jordan. Clock at 5. Against Joe, it's a 3. Now 2. Forcing. Aguirre pulls it down. Pistons by 1 and with it. 2:15 to go in the game.
And Michael Jordan kept his dribble alive a little bit longer that time because he felt he was going to draw an illegal defensive call and get the free throw opportunity and the ball back. No call was made.
Aguirre wants it against Pippen, and he is fouled.
The Bulls' personal foul, 33, Scottie Pippen.
Go back to the beginning of the game. The keys to winning, number 3, control Michael at crunch time. Well, here it is, 1-point game in favor of the Pistons. Now's the time. Dig in, get some help from your friends, as they say, and stop it if you can.
A brilliant idea to review that, coming from our fearless leader, Harry Huff. Dennis Rodman can help control Michael. Gary Mills sits down. Warren replaces him. Mark Aguirre's missed the first. We're going to get a timeout taken by Chicago. It's a full timeout. 2 minutes left. Pistons lead them by 1. 83-82. This is the Pistons Television Network. When the Pistons host Larry Johnson and the Hornets on November 25th, it's a sports cap for the first 4,000 compliments of American photocopy. Isiah Thomas has been the man of the hour in the second half. 22 of his 28 points in the second half. Mark Aguirre missed them both. Oh, the Bulls catch a break. Less than 2 to go. Pistons by 1. Jordan wants it. Gives it up to B.J. Armstrong. Now Grant, clock at 10. Michael with a clock at 8. Double team. Gives it up. It's at 4, now 3. B.J. in the lane. Gunning on the run. Short. Pippen sticks it back. Tap when it's on the rim by Cartwright. They're going to count it. That thing was on the iron, I'm almost sure.
The official saying that the ball bounced and then went outside the cylinder. That's when he tipped it. So in their opinion, they felt it was legal.
Pistons take timeout. 1:27 left. Chicago by 1. It's 84-83 in Chicago. This is the Pistons Television Network.
If the ball is in the cylinder, you may not touch the basketball. The first one does not go in. The second attempt goes far side. It's on the rim and touched. That basket should be disallowed. That should not count. Another look from a different angle. Hits the rim, and is it in? Rim touch. Should be no basket.
How these guys butcher that? 3 guys out there, and they can't even watch the basketball. Bulls by 1, 1:14 to go. Isiah for 3. Ward sticks it back.
They're calling an offensive foul on Dennis Rodman, saying that he took the defensive player by the hips, threw him out of the way to come up with the basketball.
Well, they're taking the game away from the Pistons in Chicago right now.
Rodman sneaking in right there around the hip. It is a good call by the official.
Hart right at the line, 1:09 to go.
Bill Cartwright, after shooting almost 80% his first 3 seasons in the NBA, the last 2 seasons just a 60-plus free throw shooter. He's had his problems from the line. Must box out Jordan at the top of the circle in case there's a miss. Don't let him sneak in.
Cartwright got them both. Bulls by 3. You thinking about a triple?
Well, Ron Rothstein electing right now to flow into the play rather than take a timeout and try to get it in from the side out.
That'll work something for Isiah. He's been awesome in the second half.
You don't need a 3.
Off the dribble, to the rim, lays it up and lays it in. 1-point game, 52 seconds to go. 30 for Isiah.
Now what you need is a stop, get the ball back, then use your timeouts, or take a break if you have it.
Isiah with a near steal, knocked out by Armstrong, who gets it back. Chicago foul.
Loose ball.
It's on Horace Grant.
Horace Grant. His fourth penalty.
That'll send Orlando Woolridge to the line.
Isiah anticipating where the pass is going, shoots the gap, almost comes up with it. That's a breakaway layup if he gets it.
Now it's Orlando, the Pistons down one. Tying the game with 32.6 seconds to go.
Substitution by Ron Rothstein, Woolridge for Aguirre, who had missed his last 2 foul shots. Woolridge makes his first.
Timeout. 32.6 seconds left. We're tied at 86 in Chicago on the Pistons television network. 4 Piston triples tonight. That means $200 donated by Bell Tire and Kelly Springfield to St. John Hospital and Medical Center's infant car seat program. Pistons with 3 full timeouts and a 20. The Bulls 1-1, but only 32.6 seconds left.
So here's the case. If he makes his free throw, Detroit goes up 1. You know that if Chicago runs the clock down, there's still going to be about 8 seconds remaining. As he misses, now Detroit will get the last shot. So if Chicago should score, they can utilize their timeouts, advance the ball to half court. Biggest thing, 21 offensive rebounds, box him out, give him only 1 shot.
Shot clock 10. Pippen against Woolridge. Misses. They don't box out. They'll get another crack at it. 9 seconds, now 8. Jordan against Joe. 5 seconds. Topside gunning. No! Timeout. They run that clock all the way down to 1.1. There'll be more time left than that.
Pistons go right to the officials and say, wait a minute, you got to put some time back on that clock. Bruce Alexander acknowledged the fact that, yes, there should be more time. Great defense that time by the Pistons.
There'll be 3 seconds up there after this timeout on the Pistons television network.
Michael Jordan decides to go for the win with 5 seconds remaining on the clock. He shoots about an 18-footer. Now, when do they signal timeout? Right there. They start to around 2-2. You can clearly see it. So if you give the officials some reaction time to blow the whistle, maybe it's 1-8, 1-9. Instead, it shows 1.4.
They were talking about 3.1. They went to 1.4. Isiah at the horn. Live. Almost, folks. We're going to overtime. Even at 86 on the Pistons television network. Joe Dumars, who's had 18 and played tough D against Michael Jordan, has been overshadowed a bit tonight by Isiah Thomas.
What's interesting to me is that Michael Jordan has played 47 minutes, according to the stats monitor, of this basketball game. For a guy with a bad back who's not supposed to be in the best of shape, I guess they're trying to work him into shape early in the season.
The back may have been the reason that he went for the jumper instead of the drive as time was running out.
The other thing is, the last 6 seasons straight, Jordan's free throw attempts have gone down in number from a high of 972 to only 590 last season, relying more on the outside shot, not taking it to the basket, injuries, etc. are part of it.
Cartwright in the lane, bad shot, but he drew the foul. Orlando Woolridge has picked up his 3rd. Isiah with 30. Joe D with 18. Orlando has 13. Michael Jordan with 31. Cartwright now has 10 with that make.
Just what you want as a coach, 48 minutes of tough decisions, and then you start all over again, even up another 5, new game.
Cartwright with 4 big-time free throws, 2 at the end of regulation and 2 to begin OT. Bulls by 2, 88-86. Isiah still have the hot hand. Working against Armstrong. Colony screens. Cartwright switches. Isiah gets some room. Deep dishing to Colony. Fumbled it away. Michael Jordan against Joe. Cartwright screen. Cartwright lost it, but managed to get it back. And the clock will run out on the Bulls. Pistons play tough D. And get some help from some bad Chicago hands, at least that trip.
I want to go back to Jordan once again, the minutes that he's played. 47 minutes in the regulation time. Perhaps part of the thinking there is if you sit him too long with the bad back, it stiffens up, then he cannot come back in and perform. So maybe best is, if he feels all right, you keep playing him while he's warmed up.
Isiah from the corner, off the heel to Cartwright. Jordan had to save it, but he did. Armstrong now to Pippen.
Bill Cartwright lost the contact that time after he rebounded the basketball, and Dennis Rodman went up on him. The Bulls are forced to take a 20-second timeout, so Cartwright can put that contact back in.
3:35 left in overtime. 88-86, Chicago. Pistons victimized down the stretch by an offensive goaltending call that wasn't made, and perhaps a tough call as they called timeout with over 2 seconds left and ended up getting 1.4 to get a shot off. But you must remember, you are on the road. Cartwright replaced by King. Shot clock 7. Armstrong with it 4. Bothered by Isiah. Now 3. Offensive foul.
Well, Phil Jackson obviously does not agree with the call, but then again, you've got to understand the time and score, and you don't need a technical foul, and you don't need to give Detroit another point. Isiah stepping in there. Is he on the move? Is BJ putting it down, going around him? Tough from that angle to see it.
.27 to go in overtime. Bulls 88, Pistons 86. Woolridge comes to help against some token Chicago pressure. Now Isiah works Armstrong. After the screen, misfires. Woolridge taps it outside though. Heady play by Orlando. Isiah rocking the dribble against B.J. Armstrong. Now guns over him. He got it. We're tied at 88. 3 minutes left in OT. Now 2:50 to go as Grant hands to Jordan. Isiah intercepts inside. Pistons in transition. Orlando to the rim. Rodman taps it in. Pistons by a deuce. 90-88.
And that was Joe Dumars that forced that turnover. As he came to double team, he got his hands up, arms up, deflected the ball. Isiah picked it off.
2.5 left in overtime. B.J. Armstrong sees some room. Draws a foul. Isiah got him. B.J. off the deck to shoot a pair.
A critical point in this game. If you go back to last season, Chicago shot only 74% as a team from the foul line. This season thus far, after 3 games, shooting just over 72%, but this evening, 21 out of 22 as B.J. goes to the line now.
B.J. Armstrong makes the first. No Piston has 5 fouls. B.J. and Cartwright each with 5 for the Bulls. Isiah just picked up his 4th. B.J. Armstrong played so well at Brother Rice High and then at the University of Iowa. Knocked the first one down. 2:26 to go in OT.
What they're talking about now is the amount of distance from the top of the circle to where Scottie Pippen may stand. Isiah Thomas is correct. If they let Pippen stand 6 feet from the top of the circle, Isiah is allowed to be inside him. Both people boxing out Pippen and Jordan from the top of the circle.
P.J. Armstrong with 2 major league makes. 90-90. 2:22 left in overtime. Lambeer bouncing to Joe against Jordan. Clock at 10. Mini clear out. Joe will force and Philip falling down. Man, what a shot! 92-90.
Just the fact that he got the shot off with Michael Jordan playing him.
Less than 2 to go in OT. Near swipe there. Armstrong with the open J. Reads it. Is this a great game, folks? Wow, we're in overtime in Chicago. Tied at 92, a minute and 38 to play in OT. Isiah, who's owned the second half, takes Armstrong inside. Out of bounds to Chicago. .20 left. Pippen against the worm. Jordan turns, guns over Joe. It rolls away. Dennis Rodman takes very good care of that rebound. Just a minute left in overtime. We're tied at 92 at Chicago Stadium.
We mentioned how many minutes Jordan has played. I don't know if fatigue's a factor here, but he has not scored since 2 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Grant made a steal. Warren thought he had it back. Out of bounds, says Jack Neese to the Bulls. Ron Rothstein can't believe the last 2 calls. He can add 5 or 6 more to that list. Timeout. 52 seconds to go. Timeout in overtime in Chicago. Tied at 92 on the Pistons television network. Call now or tomorrow during business hours to get the latest information on season tickets and mini-season packages to watch the new-look Pistons play. And man, they've given you a great look tonight. We're in overtime in Chicago. Tied at 92. And they've survived some rocky whistles here tonight.
Timeouts remaining. Detroit with 3, Chicago with 2.
Scottie Pippen with a triple-double. 16, 12 boards and 10 assists. On the drive, bouncing to Jordan. Shot clock 10. Michael, a jump stop. Dropped it, but a whistle.
That call came from the baseline official who felt he had the best look at it. It was not Ted Bernard on the sideline. Baseline official made the call.
Jordan at the line. 37 seconds left in overtime. Well, how about that? Michael misses. Mikey is tired. Say the Bulls fans. 37 seconds to go. He got one anyway. Bulls 93, Pistons 92. Time out on the Pistons television network. Couple of home games before the Pistons head west. They'll be home again against Charlotte when they return. But tomorrow, Spider Sally and the Miami Heat, a very talented squad, comes in. Saturday night, the Run and Gun Pacers featuring Reggie Miller and Detlef Schrempf. And then when they do face Charlotte, Alonzo Mourning will be in uniform along with Larry Johnson. Call tonight for ticket information or tomorrow at 377-0100 during business hours. 2 timeouts both ways, no 20s.
George, I want to confess, I lied before. They were not 21 for 22 in the Bulls to the foul line. They had missed 5 free throws at that time. My computer short circuit.
Now they've missed 6. The Pistons have only missed 7. Both teams to line for 25 tries. Closing seconds of overtime. Orlando wheeling inside and drawing the foul. 25 seconds left. Pippen has picked up his 5th. The Bulls lead the Pistons by 193-92.
That time, Chicago gambled. Coming out of the timeout, they went to a little half-court trap defense, trapping the basketball twice. As a result, the Pistons spread the floor. Woolridge went to the opening. They found them. Now the opportunity to put Detroit up 1.
Orlando Woolridge just was cool as ice to get the first one. We're tied at 93. The Bulls want time. They have one more left. Timeout with 25 seconds to go in OT. 93 all, the Pistons and Bulls in Chicago on the Pistons television network. The Russians are coming next week. That's the Coca-Cola Classic and Hop-In game between the Michigan squad and the Russian Nationals. Thursday the 19th, that's at 7:30 at the Palace. And you can order tickets during the rest of our telecast tonight. We're in overtime in Chicago. 25 seconds to go. Orlando Woolridge before the Bulls timeout, tied it at 93.
Going into this game, Woolridge had made 4 out of 4 this season. For the career, a 74% free throw shooter.
Former Bull. Quite a year here with Michael. Got them both. Orlando, cool as ice, and the Pistons lead by 1. Shot clock and the game clock virtually identical. About a half-second different. Jordan driving. Forcing, missing, but he was fouled.
And you can believe he saw B.J. Armstrong in the right side, wide open. He started to kick it off at the last second, heard the whistle go off, got it up on the rim. Looked late on this. When he goes and hears the whistle, he changes from kicking it out right there to throwing it up.
How many guys can get anywhere near the iron when they do that? Mike makes the first.
The difference of regulation time ending with him pulling up, shooting a jumper versus him taking it to the basket. That time, he knew he has the stature in this league to get the whistle down the stretch.
Well, it wasn't a phantom foul. They got a lot of contact. Made them both. Bulls by 1, 95-94. Now the Pistons take a time. 11.4 seconds left in OT. Chicago by 1 on the Pistons television network. Each team with a timeout left. The Bulls lead it 95-94, 11.4 seconds to go.
Normally what Detroit will do is cross Woolridge and Dumars off of Lambier, an X pattern, and then bring Isiah up from the middle of the lane off of Bill's screen. First the cross, then Lambier goes down and gets him. They obviously have a few options off of this.
A lot of big people on the floor for Chicago. Cartwright, Pippen, Grant, Scott, Williams, and Jordan. Isiah, Joe, Rodman, Woolridge, and Lambier for the Pistons.
Chicago changed the matchup and put Michael Jordan on Isiah Thomas, figuring they were going to go to Isiah.
Now Dumars will work Pippen. Joe on the top, 7 seconds to go and driving, gunning. He got him! 4.1 seconds left. The Bulls take timeout. Joe D drilled it. Will stay here while these squads block some last-second strategy.
Terrific recognition that time by the Pistons. If you go back to the beginning of that play, as soon as they saw that Isiah was being played by Jordan, one of the best, if not the best guard defender in the NBA, what they did is they inverted. They ran Isiah out and then cut him through to get Jordan away from the basketball. They took Dumars and ran him to the basketball. They made Dumars the go-to guy rather than Isiah. Depending on how Chicago lined up, that's what they determined. First the recognition, then the execution. Isiah sees that Michael's on him. They invert. Joe comes down. Isiah goes up. Now here comes the X pattern. Woolridge is going to go first. Isiah goes second. Now Dumars busts out. That normally is Isiah. This time they invert it. Give me a little screen. Give me some help. I'll do the rest. The screen comes on the wrong side. There could have been a call there, but instead, a good, clean look because the defensive player goes down on the floor.
I think the guys on the bench are a little bit thrilled about that. This has been a long, long night. Unfortunately, it's far from over. 4.1 seconds still to go.
Jordan starts to go out, but realizes what Michael is so smart. He saw what the Pistons were going to do. He almost stayed down low so that he could guard Dumars, but there wasn't enough time to make the switch. As a result, Pippen winds up. And by the way, not a bad defender himself, Scottie Pippen, other than the fact that he was trying to pick up the offensive foul when he fell down.
There's Michael Jordan. You think he may see the ball?
One thing they like to do is let Pippen throw it in and then follow up his first pass and get it back on a handoff. There's a lot of time left, 4.1 seconds.
Pistons have the only timeout left for either team. 4.1, you see it there. That's all that's left in OT. On Joe D's gun, the Pistons lead by 1. Cartwright. Now Jordan, 2 seconds. Lets it fly. Oh! And out he goes! Michael Jordan makes! And the Bulls are overtime winners in one of the greatest regular season games you will ever see. What a show in Chicago tonight. What a tough loss for Ron Rothstein to take.
The Pistons did about everything you could ask him to do. They pressured the basketball. They forced him to catch it out high. He didn't catch it on the side where he could be isolated. The chase right there to make Jordan get it way out beyond the three-point line. There are 2 defenders right there, and it's a matter of 1 dribble, and he fires from deep behind the three-point line. But it's not like he hasn't done it on a regular basis. Who else makes more big shots at the end of the game than Michael Jordan?
Unreal. What a game. And the Pistons showed a lot in Chicago tonight before falling on one super shot from superstar Michael Jordan. 98-96 is your final overtime score. This is the Pistons Television Network. Our final score in overtime on a Michael Jordan triple. The Chicago Bulls 98 and the Pistons 96. I don't know if I've ever seen a better regular season game.
George, these 2 teams got after it. The fact that only 98 and 96 points were scored respectively. When you play that hard for that long, and the execution, that was the biggest thing. Down the stretch, the execution by both teams. Big shots, big plays, making foul shots when you had to. You can't ask for much more than that. The Pistons have nothing to be ashamed about.
What about Michael Jordan's last shot? Well, there's so many big shots in this game, but hey, the biggest was this one.
Well, this is not just a 2. This is a step back three-pointer. First, he's got to get the ball. Dumars up on him. Dumars forces him away. You think he's going to try and penetrate 1 or 2 dribbles at least. Instead, a quick one, a good look, the elevation. When you're 6'6" and get up the way he does, you get a good look at the rim.
And he knew it was all over. And you know what? I know he's made big baskets before. They're the 2-time defending champs, but you can see how excited even Michael Jordan was with that one.
Well, the one thing that sticks in your mind is how many times was that replay done where he shoots the jumper against Cleveland and Elo to end that series against them. It's all you think about is Jordan on the fade to the left, knocking out another jumper to win a game.
The Pistons were very, very courageous tonight. Battled and scrapped early on, and then when they started to fall behind in the second half, somehow or other, Isiah Thomas, all cut up so many times he had to keep coming out of the game, just willed them and skilled them, if you will, back into the game.
Well, what you saw happen is, and the nice thing about it, you saw different players at different times during the game take turns taking over the game. Isiah in spurts, Dumars in spurts, Lambier chipping in, Woldridge chipping in, Aguirre, they all did their part.
Let's take a look at the Piston players of the game now. First off, the defensive player of the game, Joe D, did it on both ends, really. And he made Michael Jordan work for what he got in this one. He's the Health Alliance Plan Defensive Player of the Game, Joe Dumars, with 22 points. Our Taco Bell unsung hero played very well, thank you, Orlando Woolridge. And what big free throws he drained. And they were down the stretch, and then in overtime, 15 points, 5 boards for Orlando Woolridge, the unsung hero for Taco Bell, who reminds you to run for the border. The player of the game for Dunham's, well, he did it all for the Pistons. Isiah finished with 32 points and 8 assists. He's the Piston player of the game for Dunham's, the complete sports outfitter. And I don't want to appear happy with an overtime loss, but I'll tell you this, the Pistons showed me something tonight, and I think it could be a strong season.
No question. After the start that Chicago has had, there was an alarm sent out in the Bulls locker room before the game. I went in and talked to a number of the players. They knew that they had to start playing better basketball, the basketball they were playing towards the end of last season. They tried to put the Pistons away, couldn't do it. It says something about Detroit.
All right, Michael, the Pistons come home tomorrow night to tangle with Miami, and I know it's going to be emotionally tough for them to get ready, but I know they got to feel better about themselves after this effort tonight.
Sometimes after going through a very difficult training camp and after making some adjustments, it takes time. You have to work your way into things. This is now, what, their 12th game together, 11th game together, if you count exhibition season and regular season. It's just starting to come together.
All right, for Mike Fratello and for the big fella in the truck, Harry Hutt, I'm George Blaha. Good night from Chicago.
Pistons basketball was brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers who reminds you friends know when to say when. Dunham's, the complete sports outfitter, with 23 convenient Michigan locations, including Owasso, Bay City, and coming soon to Mount Pleasant and Traverse City. Your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where real advantages make a real difference. Southeast Michigan's #1 HMO. Health Alliance Plan, your health deserves the best. Kelly Springfield and your local Kelly dealer, Bell Tire. Kroger, where you'll always find the best meat, always, and that's a promise. By the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it. Buddy's Pizza, consistently voted the #1 pizza in Metro Detroit, now with 9 convenient locations. And by Amoco, you expect more from a leader.